Hey there, and welcome to our Ogio Renegade DNA Backpack review. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best EDC and travel gear for over 7 years. And in this video, I'm gonna tear this bag apart. We're gonna double check its advertised capacity, fully pack the bag out, give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold on the Ogio Renegade DNA, I will give you 2 alternative suggestions that you might like better. Because here at Nomads Nation, our goal is just to help you find the best backpack for your needs. Let's discuss now the overview of the Ogio Renegade DNA. Ogio is one of those brands that you definitely have seen before. They're huge, they do a bit of everything. They do golf bags, travel bags, duffel bags. And the Renegade DNA is a part of their Renegade collection, of which there's other bags as well. And if I had to describe this bag, I would just say it's sort of like urban tactical. It's trying to give you like that I'm badass and maybe I know how to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu kind of vibe. Don't fuck with me just in case. But also, like, I'm not rucking with this bag 5 times a week. I work for a major corporation and I'm hoping for a big promotion this year, you know? Like that's kind of the vibes that I'm getting. And it's definitely a bag that prioritizes organization. Let's run through some of the top features. Talk about pockets. We got a pocket here in the front, another admin pocket in front of that with a decent amount of volume to this pocket. Very interesting. Quick access pocket at the top. We've got an actual hard shell pocket at the northernmost point of the bag. This pocket is going to be obviously very ideal for keeping your sunglasses protected and one of the better sunglasses pockets I've ever actually used. Side pocket number 1, side pocket number 2. I mean, you get what's going on here, guys. I think Ogio says there's 27 pockets on this bag. So if you're the kind of person who likes things organized, not just on the outside of the bag, but also on the inside and with a little bit of laptop protection, it's definitely a very interesting candidate. But it's got its pros and its cons, there's no doubt about that. Now, Ogio claims the Renegade DNA to possess 27 liters in capacity. But here at Nomads Nation, we always double check that. Quick dimension check. Now, please note, we only filled out the main compartment because there's 17 million other pockets. But the cool thing about an Ogio backpack is each pocket has its own depth, has its own capacity. But each one's gonna give you around like anywhere from 0.5 to a full liter. The main compartment will tell the majority of the story. Quick dimensions check, 17 inches height, 12 inches width, and around 9.5 inches depth. Quick personal item test for US flights. Eesh. The depth is a little tight, but you can squeeze it in if you have to. I don't want to break our testing thing. Alfred would kill me. But I would say if you really underpacked it a little bit and squeeze it in, it can fit as a personal item on US flights. So as you can see here, in the main compartment, we're coming in at under 20 liters. I'd say around 18. So if you add in all the pockets in this bag, I think getting to 27 is a bit of a stretch, especially because these pockets, they have their own volume, but they're also gonna fight with each other. So it depends on how packed out the main compartment is versus how packed out this front pocket is. I'd say you're gonna get, it's gonna carry more like a 22 to 23 liter backpack. Just one man's opinion. Now on their website, Ogio claims this bag weighs 3.4 pounds, but it should be noted we have the heather gray version, which is actually clocking in at 3 pounds on the dot. As of recording, the Renegade DNA comes in 8 different color and or fabric options. Again, this one is the newly released heather gray. This is the bag when it's empty, and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", and Jason Bagmo is 6'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. Ogio's warranty situation is a little complicated. If you go on their website, it covers certain things for lifetime, but other things only for 3 years, and it depends on where you buy it, whether it's in or out of North America, and if you have your receipt. And I can't really comment on whether or not Ogio does a good job of honoring their warranty. But what I can comment on is the price, as the Renegade DNA comes in at around 205 USD. And that price point is very important because it's the value proposition, right? You get this bag for this price, and what we do at Nomads Nation is help you decide if it's worth that price. Now, it should be noted, if at any point during this review you think to yourself, yes, I'm in. Tactical urban goodness, hard shell glasses case, LFG, and you're gonna make a purchase, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description. First of all, that link makes sure that you get the best price. And second of all, we often get discount codes from the brands that we're reviewing. So if we got a discount code for Ogio, that's where you'll find it. Plus you get the best price. Be sure to use that link. Let's talk about the materials of the Ogio Renegade DNA. Now remember, each Renegade comes with different fabrics and different colors. But for the heather gray, we've got 2 fabrics. This polyester, this is a 720D nylon. Polyester is a great material for bags because it's actually quite light. In comparison to the other Ogio bags that use like a thicker fabric, oftentimes a lot of brands use a ballistic nylon. Like they'll use like this fabric right here over the entire bag, which helps it be a very abrasion resistant, but honestly, it's kind of overkill for the average person. It's nice to have, but polyester absolutely gets the job done, and polyester is actually slightly more weather resistant than nylon is. So yeah, these zippers at the price point, I'm not too stoked about them. We're dealing with a brand that I'm not familiar with. They're called CCBS, Chinese brand, which, you know, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world necessarily. I just prefer at 200 USD to see YKK zippers. On backpacks, in my experience, having reviewed about 1,000 at this point, the zipper is the first thing that's most likely to go. And YKK makes the best zippers in the game, and at 200 USD, I would just sleep a bit better at night knowing that this bag was decked out with YKK zips. It's a bag that feels robust for sure. A lot of coarseness on the mesh. It's not that it's bad mesh. Sometimes coarse is intentional. It's a vibe, you know? Some people like a coarser mesh because it has better grip. It's less like slidey on their clothes. And for the interior materials, you know, I think that just to be straight up, like I'm gonna give this like a 1.5 out of 5 on the material scale. It's not that these materials are bad. It's just that for 200 USD, you can get a bag that's got banging materials. Like if you look at the reworked Toshi, let's say, which is a 20-liter bag, a little bit smaller than this. I think it's like 180 USD, and it's using YKK with ballistic nylon, Woojin hardware. The lining, I'd say, is probably on par with this, but you're saving 20 bucks and getting significantly better materials across the board. It's not that these materials aren't bad, they're just not my favorite. And real fast, a disclaimer on that score and all the scores I'm about to give you is that they're personal, just based on my experience using the bag and the other bags that I've reviewed. For some people, this would be a dream combination of materials. For me though, I think it's a little, it's underwhelming based on market standards, in my opinion. Okay, next up, let's pack out the Ogio Renegade DNA Backpack. Now you can see right here, I got a bunch of EDC stuff. We got a front pocket with a couple of smaller pockets inside. For me, good spot for the wallet. One thing I will give Ogio credit for is oftentimes bags like this, these pockets are on the outside and they're tight, and they get even tighter when the main compartment is packed out. So let me actually show you what I mean. We'll pack out the main compartment. By the way, these number 10 zips right here, they feel great, like really chunky, teeth out. It's a vibe for sure. So in the main compartment, I'll throw a couple of tech pouches. I'll throw a lightweight sweater. Hell, let's get weird with it and throw another tech pouch on there. Yeah, that feels around 20 liters. Now for other bags, what's gonna happen is these pockets then will just be inaccessible. You can't access them. Can't even stick your hand in a lot of them. But Ogio, I mean, look at this. Like this pocket right here has its own system where it's like caved in. And that is just so functional, and not a lot of other bag brands do that because it doesn't always look the most modern and sleek, but it provides real world functional usage. And look at all the organization in this pocket. We got pen slots, you've got a key ring, you've got a zippered pocket here at the top. So obviously you can deck this out with a bunch of small things, but here's what I wanna showcase is like, yeah, the small things, obviously, you can do it with any bag, but how about like a big old tech pouch? Just check this out. This tech pouch is gonna slide into this pocket all the way down and still close regardless of the fact that the main compartment was packed out. So, you know, I'm gonna be fair to this bag. Didn't like the materials, probably gonna give it a pretty high score for functionality because these pockets are awesome. The zipper pocket at the top goes down to about yay. Again though, has its own volume. It looks like it'd be small and tight, but my backup battery fits in there perfectly. Side pockets, I'm gonna throw my wet wipes in there. I live in a city, you know, you get off the train, sometimes you just gotta get the hands nice and clean. It can be a little gross sometimes. Tissues on the other side. Water bottle pocket, ideal for the umbrella. And now let's talk about one of my favorite parts about this bag, which is this hard shell cover at the top. I've only seen one other bag do it. Was it the Oakley kitchen sink? Did that have one? Yeah, I think so. I think Oakley and Ogio, they could be owned by the same company for all I know. But, you know, for me, as someone who loves my shades, like not loves, I'm addicted to sunglasses. Where are they? I bring them everywhere. I wear sunglasses all the time. And this hard shell is just gonna protect these shades in a way that very few other bags can. And it doesn't do it in a way that's super dorky. Like it's kind of, you know, you can see that there's this hard shell compartment there, but it's very easy to access. It gives you plenty of space, and you could use this for anything really. This sort of quick access pocket is going to be awesome when you get to the airport. You want to throw, your boarding pass, your wallet, your coins in there as you're going through the TSA line. Like, that's what this is great for. And that depth, I mean, it's going down to about here. It's a very, very nice pocket, functionally speaking. Got a back pocket here. Again, great spot for a boarding pass, wallet, passport. Now in the laptop compartment, we have a patented reactive suspension system, which to me just seems like a pretty epic false bottom. There's like extra fabric down here, and the bottom of the backpack is right there. Can fit up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Slide that in. You can see it's nice and snug. Plenty of padding on this side of the bag, and that false bottom, let's see if we can hear it with the plastic 3D laptop with the wood here. Nothing. That is very, very well protected. I have no idea what the RSS is, but it works, no doubt about that. 2 zips for the laptop as well means that you can lock this. Now notice we have 2 water bottles here and 2 water bottles in the bag itself. So if you don't want to put your umbrella in there and you want to carry a coffee on one side and a water on the other, bag's fully packed out. You can see our North Face 24 liter, Columbia, the other North Face. The Columbia 24 liter fits very nicely in there, and we've got these external lash points here that allows you to clip the water bottle into place. And for a 1 liter Yeti, we're also gonna fit, yeah, for sure. These water bottle pockets are pretty nice. They're made with the polyester, so they're gonna be very durable. These aren't gonna get very stretchy, but what can get stretchy is this actual elasticity of this elastic right there. But more or less, I think these water bottle pockets will stand the test of time. They won't get too loose. They'll stay nice and flush, while also being quite versatile in what they can fit. And finally in this section, self-standing test. This bag self-stands like a champ. If you remember from the beginning of the video, I was hands off. I was just like doing one of these and it was upright, and now it's the same. It's got a very thick base. This is not gonna be a sexy bag, right? A sexy bag is a slim bag. This is a boxy bag, but that boxiness, while not always being fun on your back and can be a little cumbersome, big old block on your back, especially when you're commuting. That is the negative side, but on the positive side, you can do this, and it is an incredibly well self-standing backpack, which for me is one of my favorite things about backpacks. Moving on, let's talk about the comfort of the Ogio Renegade DNA. Comfort's gonna come down basically to shoulder straps and the back panel. I'll be honest, at the price point, I don't adore this mesh. It just feels a little bit cheaper, but that's just a vibe thing. Like, I think mesh usually doesn't go. Like, this mesh is usually built to last. You rarely see it tearing on backpacks. And honestly, the comfort is quite nice because it's focusing on the most important thing of comfort for me, which is chunky shoulder straps. The cushioning on the back panel does help for sure, and it does provide some ventilation and a little bit of room for the breeze to pass through. But this is the whole story, guys. You see that? Do you see how beefy these things are? It's got some oomph to it. And that starts with the depth, 1.25 cm in its depth, but also the width, because you don't want the straps to be like small and cutting into your shoulders. Oh yeah, we're almost at 3 inches there. Not everyone likes that much fabric and padding on their shoulder straps. Like my sister, who is the host of Gear for the Girls, she likes something a little bit less like above the ear mustard shit, you know? Like, she's just like something that's a little bit more minimalist. But for me, I'm usually carrying tech, and I could be traveling with this bag, and I want my shoulders to feel cushioned. I don't want to feel like these are blades like cutting into me. So really nice comfort. And it's further helped by the sternum strap right here, which makes sure that the weight of the bag is less in your lower back and more towards your upper torso. Ogio also tried their darn best to keep the dangle from not happening. We've got web holders at the bottom of the shoulder straps, keeping the excess nylon webbing in place. Same thing with the sternum strap. The top handle, it's kind of mid though. This is weird. It's a weird top handle. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's interesting. It's different. It's rubber. Normally these handles are some like lush, padded, nylon, silky, double bonded Lycra combo, but this is just rubber. Ogio just went the straight up rubber route, which is good for grip, and it's got plenty of space to grab, but you know, it's all right. It gets the job done. It's fine. Overall score for comfort, I'm gonna give this bag a 3.5 out of 5. Let's talk about the functionality of the Ogio Renegade DNA. Now that the bag's fully packed out, it's a highly functional bag. I think that you should buy this bag for 2 reasons. 1, pockets, and the way that the pockets are organized. And 2, if you just dig the aesthetic. Because some people are just like, dude, that Ogio look, that's me. Like, it's like they took me and put it on a backpack. Like, I found my backpack soulmate. But the functionality really, to me, is the defining feature of this bag. All the pockets, all the volume these pockets have, plus having some comfy shoulder straps. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 because I didn't love the way, I just think at the price point, Ogio's skimping on a couple of things, but the story of these pockets and how to use them while you're actually out and about with your bag. I mean, you wouldn't get this to fit in a lot of bags in a larger pocket, let alone this little small guy, and I can just put it in there because it has its own outward volume. You get the point, right? This bag is all about volume, capacity, pockets, and for those reasons, if that's important to you, the functionality of this bag is gonna be a 4.5 out of 5. Now, before we jump into the next section and give you my overall pros and cons and scores, I gotta tell you that if you are enjoying this review, you might be a little bit of a bag nerd, or at least you really like gear or travel and everyday carry. And if that's the case, I wanna welcome you again to Nomads Nation and also quickly tell you about the Nomads Nation newsletter because it's fucking awesome. Because here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do gear reviews on our YouTube channel. The newsletter is where we take this thing a step further. We've got over 11,000 gear lovers like yourself on the newsletter with an industry opening 81% open rate because we're doing something different. We're bringing to your inbox on a weekly basis the newest drops, limited edition releases, industry trends, and everything in between. And plus, I have a particularly unique angle because I'm a bag reviewer full-time and a bag brand owner. So like, I bring the business side of this, I bring some, a little bit of industry gossip, what's happening. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on in this incredible industry, you're gonna wanna sign up for the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's wrap this up by talking about the overall pros and the cons of the Ogio Renegade DNA. Pro number one, I know you guys are gonna say change the fucking record, but it's the pockets and the functionality of those pockets and the organization and access that it gives you. These pockets are just awesome. Pro number two, I did find the shoulder straps to be very, very comfortable. And pro number three, I just think the top sunglasses pocket is awesome. I kind of wish, this is not my vibe, this bag, but I kind of wish that like more urban sleek bags that I gravitate towards had this because I use my sunglasses. I'm always afraid they're gonna get smashed. Like this is like awakening me. Like this needs to be on other bags. It's kind of a rarity. You can't find a lot of bags, so definitely a pro there. But on the flip side, all bags have cons. Here are mine. Con number one, lack of YKK zippers. Not a fan of that at this price point. Con number two is just kind of the value proposition for me based on market standards and what you're getting. It's good, it's not great. And con number three, while I respect the innovation in this top handle, it just didn't really end up working for me. Now we're going to take the pros and cons, mash them together, and give you our overall scores. For the value of this bag, I'm gonna give it a little bit higher of a score than the actual materials because you are getting uniqueness in the design and functionality. So I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. So for a score recap, for materials, I give it a 1.5 out of 5. Comfort, 3.5. Functionality, a 4.5. Value, a 2.5. For an overall score of 3 out of 5. And honestly, that feels where it should be for me, personally. I wanna be very clear that Ogio is a multi-million dollar company. So they know what they're doing, and there's a lot of people who are digging this vibe just for me and the backpacks that I review and the types of products that I'm used to seeing here on Nomads Nation. For me, this is a bag that provides a lot of value, but overall is a bit more middle of the road. But for some people, like I said, you're just gonna fall in love with the aesthetic, you're gonna love the functionality, and you're gonna really appreciate these chunky ass shoulder straps like myself and the glasses compartment, and you're gonna say, dude, that's the bag of my dreams. I've got the DNA in my DNA, where do I get one? Just a reminder, if that's the case, we do recommend making your purchase with the first link in the description, just because that link makes sure you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, which we often do with these brands, that's where you'll find it. But if you're not quite sold on the Ogio, let's talk alternatives. First of all, if you're new to Nomads Nation, you should definitely check out our leaderboard rankings video. In that video, myself and the rest of the NN squad, we get together and pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. It's the best way to kind of see what the best options are on the market, and I've gone ahead and linked that above. Also, in case you're not aware, here at Nomads Nation, after about reviewing 300 bags, I got the fever. And the fever was to start my own bag brand. I saw a lot of really solid bags, but I saw also a lot of opportunities that I think were being missed out on. And I had an idea for a bag brand that catered to modern professionals to keep them streamlined and focused. And then I started Firo, and that was a few years ago. And since then, we've launched Sling, a travel bag, an everyday carry backpack, and we're building our own very passionate community. I'm very excited and proud of what we're building over there. And if you wanna learn more, you can do so at firo.co or with the second link in the description. But if we're very close with the Ogio, here are two bags that might get you a little bit closer. My first alt rec is gonna be the Bihn Synik. This is a great pick for you if you are loving that whole kind of like dad vibe and you want pockets that have their own external volume and a lot of them, but you want it done in a more masterful way. And what I'm saying is not that Ogio is not masterful, but that Bihn just is. And it's a reflection in their price. Their bags are insanely expensive, but if budget isn't a thing for you and you're looking for the best overall bag that'll last a lifetime, Bihn is one of the OGs of this space. And my number 2 alternative recommendation is gonna be the Evergoods CTB26. For me, like, this has dad bag kind of vibes, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. To all my dads out there. But I think that it's sort of like a 90s dad bag vibe. And if you want like the modern dad bag vibe, I think that's what Evergoods is just crushing right now. They have their own signature crossover aesthetic, which is sort of, you know, I can go on a trail with this thing, but I can also go to a business meeting with this thing. And it is just dripping with functionality, but with a bit more of a sleeker presentation. Honestly, all 3 bags are awesome. You just gotta figure out the best bag that works for your needs. And to learn more about the 2 alternatives, you can just watch these videos right here. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.